are in general self-absorbed occasionally. However, certain individuals are proud to a manipulative degree. Contemplating whether you're managing a lady with a poisonous self-absorbed streak? Continue to watch. We framed 10 normal indications of self-centered conduct in ladies. In addition to, we'll make sense of how to safeguard yourself against poisonous individuals. Simply recall that not every person with self-involved behavioral condition, NPD, is oppressive or poisonous, and that Maine, an authorized specialist, can analyze NPD indications of a toxic narcissistic woman. 1. She's entitled and self-centered. Narcissistic individuals are much of the time egotistical and may expect exceptional treatment. She could feel she has the right to cut before individuals in line, that she's owed an expression of remorse from a clerk, and that she's qualified for the best table in a cafe. What she needs bests all the other things, and she's exceptionally vocal about it. 2. She gaslights individuals to make them question themselves. She turns reality and cases things happened uniquely in contrast to they really did. Assuming you pose pointed inquiries, she'll talk about something else or switch things up and question you, all things being equal. At the point when you attempt to communicate your sentiments, she could blame you for being oversensitive or say that you're the one putting her in a terrible mood. Gaslighting alludes to a type of misuse that causes the casualty to feel like they're insane. By befuddling the person in question and sabotaging their view of the real world, the victimizer can acquire power and keep up with control. For instance, your self-absorbed supervisor could address you for not completing a report on time. At the point when you advise her that she advised you to hold on until you got the details for last quarter, she could guarantee that won't ever occur. 3. She longs for consideration and praise. Narcissistic individuals frequently encircle themselves with individuals who respect them and blow up their ego. On the off chance that she's harmful and feels like she isn't standing out enough to be noticed, she could begin some show with a snide remark. She'll take a stab at anything to move the concentration back to her. Individuals with delicate self-images frequently battle when they see others being praised in light of the fact that they disdain having another person be the focal point of consideration. Assuming this lady's adequately harmful, she could try and get everyone's attention at her companion's wedding by wearing a very marvelous dress. It could try and be white. 4. She experiences difficulty taking ownership of her mistakes. If this individual is entitled or controlling, she might be hesitant to just own it when she's off base. All things considered, she might support her way of behaving and shift the fault, so she seems like the casualty in pretty much every circumstance. At the point when things don't turn out well for her, she could answer with fury and allegations. For example, in the event that she acquired one of your sweaters and contracted it in the washing machine, she may not apologize or propose to supplant it. All things being equal, she could whine that it contracted in light of the fact that it was modest, and you ought to purchase greater attire. It tends to be extremely baffling to attempt to take care of issues with an egotist. They oppose splitting the difference, so any endeavor to get in total agreement can want to hit your head against the wall. 5. She's much of the time ill-humored and unpredictable. Narcissism is some of the time joined by trouble-controlling feelings. This individual could swing from being sweet and kind to you out in the open to seething at you when you get in the vehicle. She likewise may put on a front when she has a crowd of people, then treat individuals in her internal circle frightfully behind shut doors. Say that you're both having fun at a get-together with companions. She's feeling great and is the energy everyone needs. When you get in the vehicle, she turns on you, asserting you overlooked her throughout the evening since you didn't propose to top off her wine glass. 6. She sees different ladies as her competition. People who battle with selfishness generally experience the ill effects of uncommonly low confidence. Assuming this lady appears to be excessively aggressive with others, particularly different ladies, almost certainly her self-image is extremely delicate, and that she compensates for it by attempting to control others and be the sovereign honeybee, as her healthy identity worth is attached to being awesome. She feels significantly better about herself as long as she remains on top. Her serious streak might reach out to family connections. She might see her sister or even her little girl as a danger to her strength. In spite of the fact that she's probably not going to just let it out, an egotistical lady frequently feels desirous or jealous of other women. She conceals this underneath a veil of self-assurance. For instance, a self-centered mother could feel jealous in the event that her little girl wins second spot at a party rivalry. She might offer something like, "Being the runner-up champ simply makes you the primary spot failure. I suppose you didn't make enough of an effort." 7. She utilizes others to get what she wants. Some individuals are well disposed, as long as you do precisely exact thing they need. Assuming that that sounds like the individual in your life, she's probably got a manipulative streak. At the point when you tell her no, her phony persona is probably going to slip and her hooks will emerge. Out of nowhere, she's a domineering jerk determined to reprimand, mock, and embarrass you. She probably approves of utilizing manipulative strategies to control others. She depends on outrage, disgrace, analysis, and culpability to keep individuals in their place. On the off chance that she understands she has zero control over somebody, she is probably going to excuse and dispose of them and find another person to utilize. 8. She goes overboard to apparent criticism. On the surface, a self-involved lady overflows prevalence. In any case, at her center, there's typically a firmly established feeling of uncertainty that she cannot confront. At the point when she feels reprimanded, it hits a crude sore spot, and her response is frequently exaggerated. Indeed, even valuable input can be seen as a horrible assault on her personality. At the point when an egotistical lady feels like somebody is passing judgment on her, she might respond with aggression, protectiveness, or fury. Let's assume you have a self-centered sister, and she's experiencing difficulty raising a ruckus around town harmonies while playing guitar. You could generously propose to tell her the best way to play the melody. She could quickly blow her top and tell you, "I never said I was an expert. What's more, dislike you're a melodic virtuoso. Leave and quit singling out me." 9. She doesn't ponder how others feel. People who battle to feel sympathy for others could answer icily when somebody needs support. Assuming that one of her companions is harming, she could express something like, "That sounds like a you issue." Assuming that she appears to not be able to imagine another person's perspective, she might have a few self-centered propensities that impede her being an old buddy. You may be venting to a companion about a surprising bill. Rather than communicating sympathy and saying, "That sounds so distressing. I trust you're ready to determine that soon," she could say, "You don't have reserve funds? Seems like you're not truly dependable with your cash." 10. She might battle to shape enduring fellowships or long partnerships due to an apprehension about weakness and a difficult time having sympathy for other people. Individuals with delicate inner selves frequently don't have solid complementary connections. This individual may rather utilize her appeal to bring individuals into her web and afterward attempt to trap them there, since she doesn't have the foggiest idea how to shape and keep up with fellowships in view of common trust. She might see her connections as value-based, and along these lines, they will quite often endure. The more they give, the more she takes, until the relationship totally deteriorates. Managing a female narcissist. 1. Keep your assumptions reasonable so you're not disappointed. It's typical to feel confident that you can change a harmful individual's way of behaving. Sadly, except if she takes responsibility for her activities, things are probably not going to change. Understanding that you can't change her strength assists you with feeling less troubled. 2. Distinguish her strategies to abstain from being manipulated. Learning more about self-centeredness will give you additional understanding into how she works. Look out for double-dealing conduct like underhanded commendations, overcompensating to apparent insults, or faulting you for things beyond your control. Assuming she has an excessively serious side, she could offer inactive, forceful remarks about your work, your appearance, or whatever could cause you to feel not exactly. Try not to take the snare. Disregarding her remarks will deflate her sails. 3. Remain unbiased and quiet to stop the situation. It's justifiable in the event that your impulse is to respond to her way of behaving by treating her the same way she treats you. Notwithstanding, assuming she's the sort who likes to work up show, a profound response from you may be what she needs. All things considered, attempt the dim stone technique. While she's being mean, genuinely pull out and make your face as clear as stone. Try not to respond to her eruption. Inevitably, she'll probably lose steam since you're not taking care of her requirement for attention. On the off chance that you trust she's the kind to answer viciously when incited, don't utilize the dim stone technique. For this situation, it's ideal to attempt to remove yourself however much as could be expected from this individual. 4. Put down stopping points to safeguard yourself. Setting severe limits and building up them might assist with keeping her from exploiting you or abusing you. Advise her which ways of behaving you will not endure, obviously and solidly. Tell her the results assuming she disregards your limits, and make certain to completely finish those outcomes. In the event that you don't believe she should appear at your home excluded, let her in on it isn't acceptable for her to simply come around. Assuming she does, make sense of that you won't open the entryway. After a couple of endeavors, she'll understand that appearance up excluded is an exercise in futility. Despite the fact that it very well may be scaring to uphold your limits, hold tight without moving. Limits don't work in the event that they're just upheld periodically. 5. Champion yourself by limiting contact. Everybody has cutoff points, and respecting yours will assist you with feeling more adjusted and in charge. On the off chance that your relationship with this lady is negatively affecting you, be specific about when, where, and how lengthy you invest energy with her. One choice to consider: just invest energy with her while others are available. This can assist with stopping the force of your dynamic, and a manipulative individual might be bound to get along when they have a group of people. 6. Remove contact in the event that the relationship is too toxic. If you've defined limits and she keeps on disregarding them, your relationship might have run its course. Assuming that it causes you stress and agony, is it worth clutching? Despite the fact that it very well may be a hard choice, it very well may be an ideal opportunity to consider whether removing ties and strolling is to your greatest advantage.